Thousands of pro-Palestinian protesters, that's the most generous characterization you can give, raging in D.C. before descending on the White House, chanting Allahu Akbar while cursing out Joe Biden and Israel.
Fox News correspondent Griff Jenkins was there, and he joins us now. Griff, what are you seeing on the ground there?
Well, good morning, Rachel, Pete, and Will. And, you know, the estimates range from tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of pro-Palestinians turning out to demand a ceasefire. You'd think that would make the cover of the Washington Post. But if you look closely, you'd be wrong. The center story about climate change in South Sudan. And our producer Ari and I were out there amongst these protesters, and they were passionate. They were angry. They directed a lot of their ire not only to Israel, but also to President Biden. And when you listen to those chants, Rachel, those actual chants from the river to the sea, and intifada, intifada, those are calling for violent insurrection and the elimination of the state of Israel. And that crowd really didn't want to talk about October 7th. Watch.
From the river to the sea! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free! From the river to the sea! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free! Palestine will be free!
Genocide Joe needs to halt his actions immediately and realize that he's going to face massive opposition from Democrat voters next election.
Is Biden a terrorist?
He is. His hands are red with blood. They're soaked in blood, the blood of the children, the innocent children of Palestine.
This is not Israel. This is Palestine. This is our ancestral homeland.
Do you support Israel to exist, or are you saying get rid of Israel altogether?
Get rid of it.
There is only one solution. There is only one solution. Intifada revolution. Intifada revolution.
Israel is terrorists. They kill the children. They bomb the hospital. They do a lot of things bad in Gaza.
You see Israel as terrorists?
Yes.
What's the flag? What's the message out here?
Well, queer liberation, Palestinian liberation, liberation for everybody.
And so, what about the LGBTQ rights not being respected in places like Gaza?
Well, people keep bringing that up.
Do you condemn Hamas, or do you support their efforts?
Do you condemn 75 years of occupation? That's the answer.
I am not going to condemn Hamas.
Should Israel exist?
There's no Israel. Israel is a fascist state. Yeah, and I'm anti-fascist.
You're going to breed Hamas when you continue to keep occupying the people. Hamas will be everywhere when you continue to keep occupying the people. That's it.
The U.S. points to Hamas in Gaza and say they're terrorists. Do you agree?
That's unacceptable.
So I think really, guys, the big takeaway was that it was a little disconcerting that so many refused to condemn Hamas. And the most disturbing thing I saw, that Ari and I saw, we saw several signs that had swastikas on them, equating the Jewish star to the German Nazi swastika. Very interesting. I think, by the way, if you took the rhetoric that we're getting from the Squad, from AOC, Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, and what they've been saying, it's as if hundreds of thousands of those turned out. By the way, the White House has declined to comment on Tlaib's video over the weekend accusing Biden of genocide. But we'll see if they have anything to say about the group that turned out in front of their White House this weekend. Guys?
So, Griff, would it be fair to say that most of the people you talked to were pro-Hamas?
I don't know if they're pro-Hamas. They literally act as if, you know, October 7th was this moment in time just like any other day, and they didn't really want to focus on it. That was what's so striking, Pete. But they definitely were for the elimination of Israel. The chants tell it, from the river to the sea, intifada. What that crowd was about was the freedom of Palestine and Palestinians at the expense of the elimination and and removal of the state of Israel. And that was really what was so crazy. One gentleman there that was in there in our longer conversation, he talked about Hamas saying, well, you know, I don't like the killing of innocent civilians, but they're freedom fighters. And so I think a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them do believe in the overall freedom fighting message of Hamas, despite the fact that obviously Hamas is a terrorist organization as designated by the United States and as we saw carrying out those horrific acts of October 7th.
No doubt.
I'm sitting there looking at the images you got, Griff, because I noticed in more than one of your interviews, the outdoor COVID mask was back as well.
I know.
It's like every issue converging in one spot.
Crazy. Griff, thanks for going
and by the way, there was a mask on the one guy that was carrying an Antifa flag.
I saw that. I saw that.
Yeah, we saw that.
Something.
All right, Griff, thank you so much.
Thank you, Griff.
I wonder if the FBI is around there at all.
They should be. More Fox and Friends in just a moment.